Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Divers Ready. My name's James. As always, so great to see all of your smiling faces. I can't believe it's this time of the year already. It's the Divers Ready Holiday Gift Guide, where I give you a rundown of some scuba related products that I've really enjoyed this year, and maybe that provides you with a little bit of inspiration for the special diver in your life, even if that special diver is you. Now, I'm going to mention inevitably a lot of brands in this video. This is not a sponsored video. Some of the brands I'll mention have sponsored some Divers Ready content during the year. So you could call this a thank you, but also these are just products that I think are pretty groovy, and maybe you've got a place for them in your dive locker. So we'll start with dive gear then as a category. First and foremost, we did some work with D.A.N earlier in the year, and they were kind enough to send me, actually it was one of the prizes, was a whole bunch of safety gear. So I got a new strobe. The piece that I really like out of everything is actually the SMB. D.A.N make a lovely DSMB. So this has become my go-to now. I've relegated all others. It is quite chunky, it's very wide, it's 6 feet long, but it's high vis. It's got all the features, all the bells and whistles. You can shoot it from the bottom, you can fill it from the surface, you can fill it with a second stage regulator, you can fill it with an inflator hose, whatever is your preference. So yeah, that's become my go-to now. That's actually a really quality piece of kit, and that's my DSMB going forwards. They sent me a bunch of other stuff as well, whistles and strobes and all kinds of other fun things. A really cool dry bag. But yes, I did have to buy a new mask this year. My mask finally gave up the ghost after I don't know how many thousands of dives. I went with the exact same mask, but from a different company, and that's the Divesoft. This is the exact same as the ES155 from Dive Right. It's made in the same factory, it's the same mold, they just put different branding on it. So all these masks are absolutely the same. I just happen to be an instructor on the Divesoft Liberty, so I get a little bit of a, instructor discount. So this is now my new mask. Very comfortable, just like my old mask was. Fits great, seals great. Also from Divesoft, I got the DNA analyzer. I haven't done a full review of this yet. I have shot some unboxing and stuff with it. It's really cool, particularly for travel. As you'll notice, there is no screen, there is no calibration dial. It looks very suspect in shape. But it comes in this cool little protective case. It works by Bluetooth, so all the settings and the readout and everything is done on your phone. Yes, that means you need to have your phone with you when you're using it, which is, we can talk about the pros and cons of that, but it works, and it works really, really well. And like I said, it's small, it's compact, it's great for travel. So big fan of that. I also, after what, 4-5 years now of doing Divers Ready, I upgraded my Saver Dive kit this year, and I didn't really talk about the box that I actually upgraded it to, and that is the Pelican Vault, which is sizable, but I wanted a Saver Dive kit that could also fit my analyzer, my Trimix analyzer, my Nitrox analyzer, plus a bunch of other stuff, because my students put their phones in here, my truck keys go in here, my phone goes in here while we're diving, so I wanted a bit more space. This is the 200, the V200. They make a 100, 200, 300. This is the mid-size one, and it fits everything I need it to. My white duct tape. If you see me on a dive boat, by the way, say hi. You get a Divers Ready sticker. But yeah, my O-ring kit, my toolkit, everything lives in here. And pro tip, I've taped my D.A.N insurance information to the inside of the lid. So that is my updated Saver Dive kit for 2024. I also treated myself to a new pair of fins. They are the OMS Slipstreams again. These are a limited edition color. I think these aren't the Miami blue ones. I did have the Miami blue ones, but they didn't fit quite right. And so I swapped them out for these, which are a darker navy blue, my kind of color. And I'm just a really big fan of these fins. I gotta say, they've definitely replaced my RK3s as my go-to for technical diving. Short, stiff, really generous foot pocket. I've got massive feet, so I really enjoy these fins at the moment. These have kind of become my go-to. Last but not least, my good buddy Gareth of The Human Diver came out with his own set of wet notes this year, and I was among the first to purchase them. I paid cash money for this. As you can see, I've got my pencil in there and my whistle and all that good stuff. But what I really like about it is you've got pre-dive checklists laminated printed on the waterproof paper how to do a debrief, task focus debriefs and all this kind of good stuff. And then of course plenty of blank pages for your dive plans, your notes and your communiques. So really cool. Those have become my go-to wet notes. As you can see, I've got the old INTD 1940 chart in there in case, you know, an apocalypse happens and we lose all dive computers. I don't know. But yeah, great job, Gareth. That's awesome. As always with the holiday gift guide, I like to share a couple of books that have inspired me throughout the year. I am a voracious reader. This is a known thing, not just in scuba diving, but I love, you know, thrillers and mysteries and all this kind of stuff. One of the best mystery books that I read this year wasn't actually fiction. It was, of course, Rachel Lance's Chamber Divers, which is how they unraveled the mystery of decompression science, oxygen toxicity, the benefits of sweet, sweet helium for covert operations and submarine escape. So this is set during World War II. I had a chat with the author earlier in the year, Rachel, and I'll link that video up above there. It's a really funny watch. She's a character for sure, and this is an absolutely fantastic book for any diver if they want a better appreciation of where the rules that we use and we're trained in scuba diving come from. I was also sent by a publishing company in the UK. Howard Rosenstein's got a new book out, Treasures, Shipwrecks and the Dawn of Red Sea Diving. I cracked about halfway through this so far. I haven't finished it, but it tells the tale of a pioneer. Basically, Howard Rosenstein was a vacationer in southern Israel and Jordan before scuba diving was a thing, before there was a tourism industry out there. And he even describes there was actually only one dive center in the whole of Israel while he was out there. So yes, cracking through that book, haven't finished it yet. We'll let you know my thoughts when I'm done. Let's go look at some electronics. So I think from that dive gear section, you'd agree with me, right? I didn't go too crazy this year when it came to new dive gear. Well, we didn't get to the electronics yet, and here we are. So I need to apologize to my content partner, my buddy, Matthias, because when we were in Bali, I said, oh, I don't want a drone. Drone footage is just so, it's so trite. I'm just fed up of all this Icelandic drone bullshit. I don't want to put that. And then I went and bought a drone. And then I took it to Bikini. And you guys saw what I did with it. And now I have a drone. So I went for the smallest one. I went for the Mini 4 Pro. I am not a professional drone pilot by any means. But this is like super easy and light and user friendly. And I took it to the middle of nowhere and got some great results with it. I think. You let me know in the comments. Not a piece of dive gear. But if you, like me, like to document the places that you go to, let's say you're going to Bonaire and you're going to do some awesome shore diving, to get some drone shots to establish the scene and then get your GoPro footage from under the water, I think ties it together quite nicely. So I'm including this as something that A, I bought this year, and B, I think has added to the dive videos that we specifically put out. Of course, we did do a sponsored partnership with Shearwater this year, so two computers that I've been enjoying on a recreational level are of course the Tern and Peregrine TXs. They're newer versions of their existing recreational dive computers that now have the tilt compensated digital compass and the air integration thanks to their ability to pair with the fantastic Shearwater Swift transmitter. Don't forget that we have an ongoing series including giveaways for swag bags from Shearwater. So if you haven't done so already, it's probably about time to get on those videos and enter those giveaways because time is running out. I also needed, and this was a need, a new primary light. My previous primary light, which I will not name but has been reviewed on this channel, crapped out. It had a integrated battery and it just wouldn't hold a charge. I would charge it all night, overnight, and I would go to turn it on in the morning and no, it wasn't in the lock position or the travel position. It would go on and then it would just cut off dead, and it was dead as a doornail. It just wasn't holding a charge. So I got rid of it and I needed to buy a new light. Now, I don't need a can light because I don't do 8-hour cave dives. That's not what I do. I mean, the longest, deepest wreck dive, like in Bikini, I was doing, you know, maybe 2.5 hours total runtime, and my light's not on for all of that. So did I need a can light? No. But when has that ever stopped me buying dive gear? The need. So I went with the Big Blue. They're based here in Florida. They have excellent reputation for customer service. We'll find out. I haven't had to use them yet. But I'm just really happy with this particular one, which is 9,000 lumens, and it does video spot. So if I'm teaching a whole week of advanced nitrox decompression procedures with a student, I don't need to recharge that light. That's enough for all the dives we're going to do together that whole week, and then I can just plug it in at the end of the week, and that way it just stays on my back plate, my wing, my rebreather, whatever I'm diving. It's clipped off out the way. I rinse it every night, and it just keeps going and going and going. So big fan of that. Also, it has a video function. So when I don't have my big camera rig with me and I'm just got a little GoPro on a bolt snap, I can still use the video light to sufficiently get some okay shots, even just with a handheld GoPro. So big fan. Never thought that I was going to need specifically, you know, a big can light like that, but I'm happy I did. You maniac? You're out of control. Oh God, what's Ziggy? Ziggy, what are you eating? What are you eating? Come here. Come here. Why are you being shy? What? Oh, you got wag your tail? Is your brother an idiot? Yes, he is. So here we are in camera corner. I didn't actually get any new camera gear this year, so I don't have anything in that aspect to show you. I figured I'd use this area to do our stocking stuffers segment. So starting with, of course, Stream to See, the sports sunscreen. This was sent to me just before we went to our Bali Komodo trip. This is SPF 40 sports sunscreen in a solid hockey puck tin, which is fantastic for travel with. It's easy to pack, it's not going to leak out in your luggage, and I'm English, I burn like a lobster, so this for me is absolutely essential. And of course, if you wear this and you go diving, you're not harming the coral or any of the ocean critters. This is reef safe, as with everything that Stream to See make. I also took with me an all-natural mosquito repellent because they love my sweet English blood, especially when I'm in the tropics, and this stuff worked really, really well. I got 0 bites. It's lemongrass, rosemary, cedarwood. Again, none of that nasty DEET stuff, and again, it's solid. It's in a little tin, so it's easy to travel with. None of those aerosols on the plane. Thank you very much. Now, I'm recording this before I leave for Truk Lagoon, but you're going to be watching it while I'm still in Truk Lagoon, so I can say this without spoiling anyone's gift bag surprise. But if you came on the Truk Lagoon trip with me, you would have received one of these. This is a map of Truk Lagoon. On one side is the history of the battle and all the wrecks. On the other side is the actual map and the layout of all the wrecks, and it's from a company called Franco Maps. It's printed on pretty damn tough synthetic waterproof paper, and it's just a nice thing to have, I think. I really wanted to get like a whole bunch of these that are unique to the destination that we're going to, and everyone that came on our Truk Lagoon trip has received one of these. But they don't just make Truk Lagoon, they make dive destination maps that cover pretty much the whole world. So I would definitely go to francomaps.com, check them out. Lovely company to deal with. I had a great interaction with them, so just wanted to give them a free plug. Again, not sponsored, whatever. I also came across another company called Moo this year that make these little things. This is a little sticker book with tiny little logo stickers that you can print with whatever you like. I've got obviously the Miami Technical Diving and the Divers Ready logos there, and I use it to label my gear. When we went to Bikini, there were 12 Liberty divers on that liveaboard, which means there were 12 Liberties, which means there were countless parts for the same rebreather, and they all look exactly the same. So by taking these little vinyl waterproof stickers and labeling my gear, my head cover, my scrubber, my this, my that, I knew which parts were mine as it all got mixed together on the dive deck. So you can get whatever you wanted printed on them, but they're just really small, they fit on your dive gear real nice, and yeah, I think that's an awesome little gift. Of course, the Divers Ready Dive Locker store is open. It's taking orders. So what better way than to get yourself an iconic MTD shirt, or the Fundamentals baseball cap, or we've got the Stream to See defog, plus a bunch of other cool stuff available out there. So, you know, I want to say probably December 14th, if you're in the US, that's probably the cutoff for orders in order for them to arrive in time for Christmas. If you are outside the US, you probably should have ordered already. Yeah, it's like that. It's a lot. All right, let's talk about some more experiential gifts as opposed to just stuff, shall we? If I had a new diver in my life, somebody who was just getting into the sport, I think a really nice gift would be to get them D.A.N membership. Sign them up, give it as a gift, and that way you're telling that person, hey, I care about you wanting to stay in this sport, I care about you wanting to be a well-educated, safe diver, and you're going to get all these awesome benefits, including Alert Diver magazine and everything else that we covered in the video we already made with Dan earlier in the year. So that is a fantastic gift. It's not expensive, and it's going to last them all year and beyond as long as they stay current and a diver. So that's one thing. Obviously training, courses, you know, there's a couple of people, I get emails every now and then from a girlfriend or a wife who are like, hey, my husband loves your channel, is there any chance that you could do a coaching session with him? Absolutely. What a nice idea for a gift. My calendar for training next year is filling up already. So don't hesitate, even if you're just thinking about it, you don't even know dates or anything yet, just shoot me an email and be like, hey, I'm thinking about taking this course. What's your availability? Because it is going fast. No word of a lie on that one. And then of course travel. Right now it looks like Divers Ready are only running one dive trip next year, and that is of course the legendary sardine run in South Africa. I do have a handful of spaces still available, so if you're interested in that, hit me up through the website and I will get you squared away. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope that's enough inspiration for you this holiday season for the special diver on your gift list this year. If I touched on something you're like, oh yeah, I could use that, maybe share this video with someone who's got you on their list. Wouldn't that be awesome? Drop a not so subtle hint. If you enjoyed it, give it the odd thumbs up. Of course, I will link to as many of the products as I can find in the description of this video below. And of course, some of those will be affiliate links. And I thank you very much for supporting our channel in that way. I am still in Truk Lagoon, but I have more content coming before the end of the year. So I want to wish all my American friends a very happy and safe Thanksgiving. And I'll see you guys soon. Dive safe, dive often. I'm going to crack the lens one day doing that.